Hello, everyone. Sorry for the delays. I have set this up in a weird way. Dang it, the tank's crooked. But those are my, this is a 10-gallon tank. This is my, obviously, my swordtail tank. Let me find chat. Wi-Fi chat. Comments. Excellent. All right. Starting at the beginning, we got Jeff Kane coming in, saying hello to everybody. Coro's up in here. Huawei. Mock. Nathan Hovey. All my good fishy friends. Jeff Kane. Geek Boy. Geek Boy, you might already be gone, but hey, man, thanks for showing up. I know that I go late and in the middle of the night. Nobody ever worry about that. Watch a replay if you have time. You know what I mean? But things are good. Hopefully everybody can hear me now. Let me look down to the bottom. Now, lots of audio. Excellent. That's what I was looking for. Lots of. Man, I had such a good time. Yeah, that was like old time revival, but instead of being all hopped up on Jesus, we were hopped up on fish and the aquatic hobby. It was so great to hang out with everyone. Every conversation I had was wonderful. Um, it was great. It was really the best. Mr. Hovey. Yeah, it's 11 from me, Mr. Hovey, but oh wait, Mr. Hovey. Sorry. I know that because I lived on Covey Lane growing up, and it was spelled the same way. C instead of H, though. We'll get it together, only Oscars. I want to hang out with you later. I got to stay up tonight. And I've slept so long, like my lower back hurts. Like I'm starting to like lose muscle. Stayed in bed too long. I've been like napping hard, and recovering. Feels good though. Um, I'm all caught up on my water changes as of right now. But I should get some stuff done before dawn. Keep those keep those guppy tanks clean. I don't want them to go upside down on me. And I have the shrimp water aged, so I want to take a little bit out, but I mostly want to fill it back up and get all of the minerals back in there. Right on, only Oscars. Oh yeah, I mean, is that what the live stream's about today? June's making dinner, and by making dinner, she's ordering it, and somebody's going to bring it to her. Oink Master Supreme forever. It was an honor to meet you. We had such a great talk that first night, um, at the Clash. Like a good like late night talk about like life in general and everything all at once. It was really great. You are somebody special for sure. Recordia is a type of mushroom coral known for its vibrant colors and ease of care. All right. The more you know. I will bear with you, Oink Master. Scrub that necessary heater. I haven't needed a heater yet. I've got some used heaters laying around that I would, of course, test before I actually use them, but I've been able to heat and cool the room, and my angels have been doing all right in the mid 70s. I know that they normally like it a little bit warmer than that, but they seem to be doing okay. So Coro says, I'm going out of town for 5 days. What can you do to prepare your tanks? Well, Coro, if you don't feed them during that 5 day period, I mean, like, if my wife's in town, she's going to feed my tanks anyway because she doesn't want anybody to be hungry. You know what I mean? But if you don't feed those tanks for 5 days, honestly, like, those tanks will be better off when you come back. The fish will be hungry, you know what I mean? Like, they'll be ready to eat, but they will have, like, found anything edible in the tank, you know what I mean? And, like, occupied their time with that. And if you're not putting stuff into the tank, then your water change can be further away in general. So yeah, I think just dump 5 days worth of fish food in there should be good. Huawei, excellent. That is what we don't do, people. So don't do what Huawei says, Coro. That was wrong. That's not the way to do it. Oinky hugs. Yeah, man, we'll meet Mark one day and hug him whether he wants a hug or not, but it'll just be freaking cool to like hang out with him in person. Storm Riders. Melvin, good to see you, buddy. So I have guppy grass in this tank, and I have Java moss, which looks like it may or may not be doing all right. Not sure, but if you see some little orange flecks in there, there are like at least three baby swordtails, and they come out fully colored orange and look like just like a little miniature fish, like really getting that nano vibe off of them. The little red, that's why I picked this tank today. My little new baby swordtails are my favorite fish in the fish room today. The other one that keeps grabbing my eye is there is one Dalmatian Molly baby in particular that I really kind of dig. So hello, COC Adele, Melvin, Adam McReynolds. Had so much fun with all you guys. It really shook me up and got me inspired to get back on my tanks and like start doing stuff. I was just doing the minimum maintenance of changing water and feeding them, and that's about it for like most of the summer. But the heat really took its toll on me. I think I might need to get healthier. I might be too sedentary and actually need to walk around on the regular and get my strength up a little bit so that I can deal with extremes of temperature a little bit better. Maybe drop a little weight. Probably drop a little weight. Sweet Melvin. It was a reasonable joke, Sam, but for everybody in the chat, I have to call it out and be like, what Huawei is saying is wrong. Don't do it. Don't do that. Just in case somebody's missing the joke. You know what I mean? Like anybody could be looking in here. I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. But I thought it was a great joke. Mm. Okay, COC. Yeah, Adele, you're gonna get more active yourself. You've got some outings planned for the summer. You're pretty good about like finding some decent Wi-Fi while you're out and about. And I do enjoy like looking over your shoulder at like what the stores look like on your side of the planet. Like they look like our stores, but a little bit different. And I always find that interesting. A peacock eel. I have not kept a peacock eel. Has anyone kept a peacock eel to talk with Oik Master about? You won it. You thought it was a dwarf eel. It was a peacock eel. So COC, you're using your data, and your data on your cell phone's working pretty well. That's awesome. That's really cool. Exactly, Cora. They look just like our stores, but they're upside down. No, I did not see her outing yesterday after the dentist. I was too busy sleeping during the day and sleeping all night. Like I kept like running out of battery. I kept running out of battery on whatever device I was looking at. And when that happened, I was just like, ugh, and I just threw it to the side. And then like I would fall asleep, and then it would be like 4 in the morning. So I have not done a very good job. So it is important that I stay up till 9 a.m. and then like lay down and get some good sleep today and like roll to work and be awesome. Yes, Nathan, I agree. And I brought that up, and Stephen P was standing there when I brought it up. And I think it was like on Thursday when I got there. And I was like, what's up with Moss? Like, I'm having trouble with it. And sometimes it does good and sometimes it does poorly. And I can't really tell what the difference is. So it's a mystery still. And Stephen P says that you want soft, um, what was it? Soft, clean water for Moss. So I was just getting lucky some of the time. The fact that my water's so hard, you know what I mean, the fact that any of the moss is doing well is actually like says something, you know what I mean. So yeah, I assume that it has to do with the nutrients that it's getting and stuff like that. And as I start to like mess with macros and micros, I think I'm going to split my from all in one to macros and micros so that I can kind of like deal with my hard water and according to Bentley Pasco's suggestion, run a lean fertilizer schedule so that I'm not growing as much algae and things like that. But like try and keep it like a pretty steady level in the tank, the fertilizer as well. So that's what I'm trying to figure out right now. His talk was amazing. I had a wonderful talk with him on the way to the airport. I got the opportunity to drive him to the airport. That was so much fun. So I felt like I was part of the clash, you know what I mean? Like doing a job for Scotty. Like Scotty was like, "Hey man, you can ride with Bentley in the afternoon. I think you guys are leaving around the same time on Sunday." And I was like, "Well, I could just drive him because I ended up renting a car." And Scotty was like, "Well, let's go talk to Bentley and make sure that's cool with him. That sounds like one hand washing the other." So it was pretty great. So yeah, it was fun to sit with Bentley in a Kia Soul rolling down the rainy road, looking at Pennsylvania, the sides of the freeways, like very tall trees, like lots of green. All the grass was green, like everything's the color of straw here in Texas. And then Of course, the live oaks are still green, but the leaves are falling off. So very cool. Yeah, Coro, that's true. And I did buy your sleep mask, and I did use it when I went down to the coast and was sleeping during the day. But in my bedroom, I have the windows blacked out with vinyl. So it's nice and cold and dark in there. So it's my little cave. I love it. But I woke up and took a shower and shaved this evening. So I should be able to just get up and roll out of bed tomorrow, unless I get too much of myself in my tanks before morning. Then I'll have to take another shower. Shutters on the bedroom. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Mark. Blackout is does help when you're trying to sleep during daylight. And Huawei, you're taking 5 doses of Benadryl. So you're taking it for its antihistamine properties and helping with allergies so that you're able to breathe in the morning. Well, amen, brother. If that's what it takes, that's what you need to do. And I have done rotations in the state hospital when I was in nursing school, and they give very, very, very large doses of Benadryl uh, to patients to help them calm down when they're overly agitated. And it doesn't always help, but a lot of times it really helps them to calm down and find a little bit of a center. That is true, Cora. One of my favorite children's books growing up was Corduroy. Remember, he was missing a button. He like lived in the, I think he lived in the department store, and he was missing a button on his overalls. Yeah, Cora. So yeah, you understand. I don't know why that like book like grabbed me like it did, but I loved it. I also like the story of Ping. That was a duck that like lived on the river, and if you were the last duck on the boat at the end of the night, you got hit with a stick. So he tries to avoid punishment, and he stays out all night, and he gets scared, and then the next day he finds his people again. And like it was all colored pencil drawings and stuff like that. It's a lot of pastels and stuff. It was really cool looking. Adele remembers that story. That's fun. On the Yangtze River, of course. My mom was a teacher, so we had like a lot of books. And I had two older cousins. So I had a lot of books growing up, like on the shelf. And we went to the library on a regular basis. My dad was a big believer in the library. He went a couple times a week. Socks for supper. I remember Fish had the cat, but socks for supper. No, I don't remember it, Coro. I'll have to check it out. That's okay. Like, there's so many children's books out there, and like they just keep printing them over and over again. So, I mean, like, there's so many like old ones, and I like the art of some of those artists and stuff like that. And like, they're like long dead. You know what I mean? Like, they were like drawn in the '60s and the '50s, stuff like that. And like, those books are still being printed because they're owned by like the big publishing houses and stuff. Big Shrimp and Steve C. Hello, hello. It is 11:28 where I'm at. It's a nice still night. I believe we're in the 70s right now. Very much cooler than it has been. Very much warmer than it was in Morgantown. The Goosebumps books were good. The Hatchet, Brian's Winter. I read a bunch of sci-fi. Like, I read Jules Verne. I read like all of like the young adult like uh comments on spaceships going to a new world and stuff like that. And like, it was really, really great. All right, Nathan. I can't put people's comments up there. So you're going to escape a 60-gallon next. You don't know. You want to think about the stocking of the tanks you have or start new. Yeah, I'm going to deal with what I've got right now. Like, I need to move a bunch of brown bristlenose babies around so that they have room to grow out. Um, because they're too crowded right now. Koro, I think I do remember the white. Yeah, the scarf. Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. That does sound familiar. Right, exactly, Huawei. I mean, like, yeah, I read books as a kid a lot. And my parents would take me to the bookstore, you know what I mean? Like, they were both like pro reading and stuff like that. So if I told them that I had read everything, they would take me to the library or a bookstore, you know what I mean, and like get me hooked up. So I found a guy on Instagram that is the taco tourist, and like he's like running around freaking Austin, like eating tacos everywhere, and like feel like I'm like plugged into the scene. I'm hoping to find some new taco places to go eat at June. Um, that's right. Add another filter. Yeah, Call of the Wild was one that was pretty intense. There's some dog violence in there that I'm not a fan of. People mistreating animals. That's always like hard to think about and read. But it was really interesting reading about the snow and the cold and stuff like that because I grew up in Houston, so like I never did any of that. Never any snow. Give me 1 second, but let me put a little bit of flake in there. Let's get these guys eating. How's that, everyone? Are they eating? Let me turn off chat for a sec. Yep, they're eating. So yeah, that little guy on the bottom, just above my name, that's a baby. They've been hanging down in the lower area where there's cover. And I found some, going back to chat, I found some, I found that there were two juvenile peppercorns, so not all of the eggs got eaten when they were doing the egg thing a few months ago. So very cool. Because I had lost a peppercorn when I was moving them over to that tank from the 40, and now I have two more. So I'm up one. Meow, Steven. Meow. It was such a blessing to see everybody and hang out with everybody. Yeah, man, it really filled my cup and made me like excited about the hobby again and stuff like that. Really wasn't that bad not being able to participate in the auction on Sunday and not buying live items like plants or fish. I got the names of some people that I want to check in with later on, and get having them ship me the fish is worth the cost of shipping because I know what I want, and I saw the quality and I saw the price. You know what I mean? So um, I'm excited about that, and all of those things that I saw and the people that I'm going to get with. These were all hobbyist bred, which is kind of where I want to be as, 3, 4 years into the hobby and stuff like that, still on the newer side of things. I really want to buy fish that are being bred in the hobby and that are in the hobby already. I know that there's certain situations where you're going to want some wilds occasionally and things like that, but I don't have to have the wild version. I would prefer to have aquarium raised. Nathan says, just my opinion, I personally wouldn't keep those fish in this tank forever. Maybe two Oscars alone, but I'm really enjoying the smaller nano type fish lately. Nathan, me as well. I've been enjoying the nano type fish. I've never had CPDs. I've never had any tetras. So like there's a lot I haven't done, and that is very easy to find. You know what I mean? So like yeah, I'm just gonna deal with all of the guppies and bristle noses that I have right now. And then once I get that under control, um I will possibly add another tank and get some more things. But as of right now, I need to move some things around and find places for things. 13 inches front to back. Okay, yeah, that's pretty deep. But yeah, oh, one of the things that I did, I saw Lily's and her cares database that she is working on. And so I bought a pen and made a donation to her project, and I got to meet her, which was really cool because I first met her on Vibes' show, and she was like on the other side of the earth somewhere, like going to school, and so it was like morning time for her. Um, but I always enjoyed talking with her and stuff like that, so it was cool to meet her in person, and her friends that she was traveling with. They were all wonderful, and so Nathan Hovey, you've got more tetras than any other fish at the moment. Hey man, you interested in getting some guppies, bro? Or some bristle or some brown bristle noses? I got a bunch. Um, so thumbs popping, Huawei's right. One of the purchases that I made is I joined the American Killifish Association, and apparently there is a very decent group of people who have many varieties of killifish in Houston, and they meet up once a year. And there's a great variety of killifish there. So I'm just getting started with the killifish. I need to be able to control my water more than I can right now, but uh, I do have two 5 gallon jugs to put RO water in, and I can get it from my local fish store for a nominal price. While I get my RO situation like figured out. I have an RO unit, I just have never hooked it up. I want to put a sink in, and I haven't opened up my wall and put a sink in my garage yet, but I can't wait. I bet my wife can't wait either because I'm sure she's tired of me getting duckweed all over the kitchen sink. The guy said he was going to throw them in the canal. So even if I had to keep them, it's better than the canal. Yeah, that's true. Although they'd probably do great in the canal, to the chagrin of something native. You know what I mean? Like I don't think the fish would be harmed. I think the fish would do too well, and that would be bad. Um, yeah, something fishy. Lily, yeah, Lily ichthyology. Yeah, dude, she's awesome. Heck yeah, Adam. You know what I mean? Like, s- he'll find that guy. He'll find that guy. You know what I mean? Like, also, like, I would put $30 on some mutt guppies that I didn't want to get rid of. But my wife was like, look, man, you need to put stuff on the site. You need to move some of these fish around. I'd be like, okay. And I put a absurd price on it so that nobody would buy them so that I could keep them. You have the black bar endlers. That's as close to guppies as you want to be right now. Right on. Yeah, my endler's doing better than my guppies. You have 5 chocolate bristlenose, and you will have more. Dan Nathan, you already have tons of them in the water. Yeah, man. I mean, it happens. I mean, like as long as I didn't do it, you know what I mean? Like I can't expect everybody to make the choice that I would make. You know what I mean? Like we have to guppies and whatnot are fun to breed. And the same race shrimp are, but it's also a lot of work culling and whatnot. Yeah, that is true. I need to get in there and do some of that. I need to separate out a bunch of the babies, and then as they sex out, like separate them so that I can get some females of decent size, and then start breeding them. Because I do not have a female guppy that is as big as the female guppies that I got originally. Like they look like Volkswagens, Volkswagen buses. Oh, your chocolate albino bristle nose ended up being a common. Yeah, Adam. I've got a common, but I knew I was getting it. My niece had bought one, and uh, mom called me and was like, "Yo, man, you got to take this fish. It poops everywhere." And I was like, "Yeah, man, everything poops at my house. He can definitely come." So when they came to visit at Christmas time, they had it in a bucket in the trunk of the car, and like that bristle nose went in with the goldfish, and he's happy in there, or she, you know what I mean? I have no idea. But happy in there and growing and doing well. And I'll always have some tubs and stuff like that. So if my goldfish and plecos need to go outside, they can. And there shouldn't be an issue with them getting loose or anything like that because they're going to be in tubs. There is a ditch behind my house, but it would have to be like a flooding situation where the yard floods as well. It does happen, but I don't think it would be a problem. Yeah, big shrimping. I've just had guppies once. I bought 2 different strains, and I am having a blast with them. I love them. They're really cool. I think that guppies should be the carnival fish that gets given away and not common goldfish. It's a 10-gallon tank is plenty big for several, you know what I mean? And if you only have males, then you're not going to have lots of babies. Or if you give away all females, well, if you give away all females, you're still going to have babies because a lot of times the females are carrying babies. So, yeah, you'd have to just do the males, and they're the most colorful anyway. Like a Molly would also be a better choice than a goldfish. Molly's going to probably need more of like a 20, right? Or 15 than a 10. I guess it depends on how many you keep. I have mine in, I've got like 6 in a 20-gallon long, and they're super happy right now. Rosy red feeder minnows. Yeah, dude. Those are great. I have some rainbow shiners. still that I have, and I've got one white cloud, but I actually talked to a young lady that is part of my aquarium society here in town at the pond society meeting, and she says that she's got some more, so I might repopulate this tank outside. Yeah, I mean that's true, right? I agree, big shrimp, and like white clouds, like any of your nano fish would be really, really cool. It would be edgy, but it would be fun. Oink Master, see you later. Good night to you. I think that we will Oink Master Supreme. I don't know why we shouldn't see each other again. I didn't know that white clouds were Karis fish either. I am learning that right now, Big Shrimpin. Thank you. I love that I always learn something cool. Good morning, Debs. Good night, Oinky. 11:50. 10 more minutes of Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen, and then we move into Thursday. I am excited for the date change. Just got to stay up another 6 hours at least, and then I can go to sleep and go to work and be good to go. I think I'm going to wear a mask just in case because of the respiratory risk for the patient I take care of. But and I think I'll do that again after ACL, just because of being at the airport and mixing with all the people that I've mixed with and stuff like that. I would hate to get my guys sick. So not always fun, but I've already done that a couple months ago, and it was the middle of the summer, and wearing a mask during the summer sucked. So it's already going to be better. Yeah, Mark, it's already been Thursday for 15 hours. Does everything look all right? Is Thursday pretty good? Am I going to like it? You always wonder. I'm glad to be home and with my fish and in my own bed. And I'm looking forward to catching up and seeing what I missed last week because I was off for a week. from work, so get to find out what's going on. I'm sure something fun happened. Adam McReynolds, you bought some frog bit, but it disappeared. Hey man, that does happen. Um, I feel like frog bit and hornwort are those, and guppy grass are not that, they grow so fast, they're not that valuable. And I feel like the best way to ship them would probably be like in a bag full of water, right? Like so that they can not get crushed, right? But frog bit doesn't like to be underneath the water, so like I don't even know how you would do that. Maybe put it on some wet paper towels and stuff like that. I'm sure Stephen P has moved some around. He's probably got a theory on it. No, I've got duckweed everywhere. I don't worry about duckweed. I spend a lot of time pulling duckweed out of tanks, but it is a meditation. If the music's good or I'm listening to a live stream, it's really not that big of a deal. Unless I'm having to like bend down or be up on a ladder. But when I have to bend down, I usually sit on a chair that's got like casters on it. So it's actually pretty cool. Yes, sir, Craig, you are still in the midst of it, man. But you are doing great and you're going to get some freaking rest, man. Soon. You have to be way over the freaking halfway mark, bud. Okay. Yeah, they're mixed with your red root floaters. I'd like some red root floaters. The Rosy Barbs ate all of the duckweed in the 40 gallons, so uh there's only frog bit in there, and it stays small. And I think that they are eating the roots that come down and keeping them short. Needs to move all the stuff in the shed. Yeah, Craig, that's going to be several trips, but you'll get it, dude. Yeah, Craig, if you can't get it done, then nobody could do it. You know what I mean? You are one of the most active people that I have seen. Like you work hard, bro. And it's inspiring. It really is. You know what I mean? Like I feel bad sometimes with how lazy I am. I'm like laying on the couch watching you like run around and towel this and fill up that bucket and move this over here. And I mean, like it's amazing, dude. Cleaning it like Craig. It's just like any little bit that I move towards that is going to be better life for me. I'm sorry I couldn't get my logo smaller and off to the side. My problem, and I can't highlight people's things and stuff like that because I'm outside of the fish room on a different device, and that device logged in seconds. So the phone in front of the tank is the one that runs everything, and I don't have any of the access to anything. So that's why things are running the way they're running this evening, and that is also why I was late. I was like, all right, let's go. But uh man, I didn't touch on how much I learned. Uh Dan's teaching on how to pack fish and like the theory behind it and how it works, and seeing him with the equipment and the actual bag and then feeling what it feels like when it's done. Man, really, really cool. I'm really excited about that. I have textured I have textured food saver bags that you can make your own length. You know what I mean? It's however long, and you can make whatever your own size and whatnot. And they're textured. But I've got a huge roll of it, and it turns out it's 4 mil. So I'm very excited about that. Like, I'm like ready to like pack fish. To start, I won't be using oxygen. I will be using atmospheric air. So I'll be doing 2/3 air, 1/3 water. Um, but I am thinking about individually bagging my fish and stuff like that, so that um, things are minimized as far as problems with the fish. And if there is a problem with the fish, it doesn't ruin a whole bag of fish. I feel like it's worth the extra effort. And I mean, I don't know. Dan is very convincing, and I feel like he's making the world a better place. And like I like what he believes in. You know what I mean? So like I'm definitely like drinking the Kool-Aid on that. And like, yeah, man, like it'll be a lot better if you individually pack the fish. It takes longer, but it's worth it. And I have a long way to go before I'm like overwhelmed and I have too many packages to ship. You know what I mean? Like it'll be fine to individually bag fish once or twice a month. You know what I mean? And like make some trades with other fish fam members and stuff like that to make my fishy dreams come true. Amazon pancakes. I met his name is Michael. He's really cool. His girlfriend is super awesome too. And I met him, and he wants to give me some Neo Caradina, and I'm going to trade some endlers with him, and like that sounded exciting. So I mean, like I already have like a tentative deal going on. Hello, Aqua Balls. Aqua Balls, do you think that white cloud minnows and some of the rice fish could be in the same 100-gallon tub outside and do okay together? Would there be any breeding? How much would it be impacted if there was some breeding? I know I probably left out a lot of information, Aqua Balls, so if you have any other fellow questions, that would be great. Oh, you're almost finished with the aquascape, Aqua Balls? That is so great, man. I enjoyed seeing that earlier. It looks really cool, man. I want to do something like that with for freshwater, and I want to do it with a bunch of whatchamacallit, igneous rock, the lava rock. But I hear that I need to prepare myself for an algae outbreak. But if I could trim the algae down real good and the whole thing like turns lush green color, that would be dope. I think that would make a really great like looking like lush Ireland fields, you know what I mean, or something like that, like a nice like mountain or hill. Okay, Coro, I know exactly what you're talking about, but they all look like they have a mask part that goes over them. So how do I get a tube fit on there? I need one with like a fitting for a tube so that then I can put it in the bag. Everything I saw online on Amazon like had like a mask over it, and I was like, I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, Aquaball. So you're saying like after a month or so, move everybody out so that then the eggs can hatch and like they can like grow up. That makes sense to me, and that will be smart. And I'll be keeping like I'll be keeping some inside and I'll be keeping some outside. So if there is something that happens, I still have a population. Yeah, Coro, like I am like super ADD and like I read a bunch as a kid, so like I use like silly words all the time, and like I'm probably like ticking off people that like don't have a huge vocabulary, and I don't mean to, you know what I mean? It's just like words are like butterflies, you know what I mean? When you can roll some of those 3 and 4 syllable words out, like it's fun to say, you know what I mean? Like I feel like Kelly probably has that problem too, but she's really good at when she's explaining things, like her talks, and when she was on panels and stuff like that. She's very good at explaining things on a level that I can grasp very well, and I'm very happy about that because like she could talk and I could like not grasp like 80% of it, I'm sure. You know what I mean? Like, but like she like uses a vocabulary for me, and that helps. And I like the way she describes things. Mexicali, I'm glad you're settled in at work, buddy. I go back to work tomorrow, man. I'm excited. Got about 26 minutes, and I hope to see June up there. Looking forward to being in the chat during that. Gonna change some water. I'm going to get in my shrimp tanks and mess around a little bit. Yeah, aqua balls. All the interesting people are, you know what I mean? Or something, you know what I mean? Everybody's got something, you know what I mean? Like if you examine yourself enough, you'll like find a pattern that you kind of fit, you know what I mean? Which is really nice. Hi, Scotty Aquati. Everything was so much fun, man. Quarrel and qualm and conundrum are ones that I notice myself using maybe more than I should. Yes, Cora, that's true, but all of those are fun. Enigma, plethora. Everybody throw your fancy words in the chat. I don't think it's fancy, but skullduggery is another one that I like. Yes. Enigma makes me think of the Gregorian like chant techno thing, like in the in the freaking like early 90s, I want to say. Cattywampus. Very nice. Edward Nigma. Coro. Killing me. Yeah, does cattywampus, that falls into the flowery like southern speech, right? Which some of those things come from England, is that right? I do find word origins like kind of like cursory, like interesting to me. I don't think that I admit that necessarily readily. It's not what I lead with when I meet people. Okay, yeah, Mark, the Enigma always makes you think of the cipher machines. That's right, man. There were some really I want to say I was watching them on Netflix, but I could have been watching some of them on Amazon too. But there were like a few different movies and a couple different documentaries about like the World War II, like code breaking and stuff like that, that was like really, really neat. Um, my dad was a mathematician, and like I know had he still been alive, he would have been like all over those, and we would have like watched them together and like talked about it, you know what I mean, for a while. Or likes the history and etymology of words a lot and how they relate and change over time. Yeah, I know for sure. Adam McReynolds. I don't know. I come from redneck country and we just use it a lot to describe when something is a bit messed up. No, man, I'm telling you, man, like I've got I've got a Molly that I've separated from the rest, but it did drop some fry and the fry looked fine thus far, but the uh the whole spine is cattywampus. I got to give him a name, and like he needs to make like a regular appearance on my live streams. It needs to be a segment like every week, like him just, being his unique snowflake self, man, just like living his life, dude. She's very, very happy. She is a happy Molly. So hopefully it was a didn't get enough to eat sort of a thing or something like that that caused all that, and the babies will grow up all right. We'll see. Claptrap as a theatrical tool where a joke unrelated to the plot but maybe politically relevant to the time, designed to get the audience to clap and nod along regardless of the production. That's right, man. There are a lot of like theater words that are really cool. I think that claptrap is new to me, but I love it. But yeah, where all the sounds for like cartoons are made and for other production is called Foley, right? That is the art. Like I think it's a noun. Is it a noun? I don't know. It just always like struck me as weird, but like I always loved like the spring noises and all that stuff. And as an adult revisiting Woody Woodpecker, I can't believe my mother let me watch that. That is the most like annoying thing like in the world. That did not do me any favors as a kid. That is a horrible cartoon. Oh, Craig, that's rough, dude. Children. Yeah, the modern version of claptrap. Yeah, I use claptrap like a lot in just conversation. I'll throw a joke in that has nothing to do with what we're talking about, but is like making a pun of one of the words used. Like I misunderstand what word they were using. It can be irritating if you've had a lot to drink because then you got to start over again. It's tough. Definitely an interrupter. I try not to be, but I'm bad. I'm bad. Okay. Nathan Nathan Hovey has a female Molly that has a jacked up spine, and her name is Squiggles. Squiggles is a freaking great name. Maybe I'll give her a title like she's Private Squiggles or Nurse Squiggles, or I feel like she needs an occupation, and her last name will be Squiggles in honor of your Squiggles. Mr. Hovey, you can freaking come up and Squiggles can like lead the chat and we'll be in the background. It'll be them looking at the camera like the Mollies really do pay attention to the camera. If I put the camera in front of their tank, like they're all like pushing at the glass and like they're all looking at it, trying to figure out like why it's there and what it is. They're super inquisitive. One of the males tries breeding with anything and everything. Yeah, I have a platy from that was collected at Brushy Creek in downtown Austin, and I only have one male. All the females that I got were Gambusia, so it was like my first time wild collecting and trying to breed a fish, and I didn't have a male and female of the same species. But yeah, he was trying to breed with everything. Yeah, he's got beautiful wild colors. He's got a lot of red on him and some stripes. He looks dope. I want to get some more. The invasive platy that's on University of Texas campus was like my uh kind of my inspiration for the name New Local Austin because they're new locals and there's a big thing around here about all these new people moving to Austin, but Austin has had like and Central Texas has had like three like major like explosions in population, so everybody is from somewhere else. You know what I mean? Like spotting an actual Austinite is like finding a unicorn. I mean, shoot, most of us are from Houston and Dallas. You know what I mean? Like on next, late night with only Oscars. So excited. Nice, nice, Nathan. Yeah, dude, like mollies are kind of goofy, like kind of like a beta, like loves laying on a banana plant. Like that's fun, man. They're just weird. I had one black one, and when I would be standing over the tank, he would flip out and he would swim in a circle really, really fast and turn himself like 180 degrees. So he's looking as big as he can from the bottom. I don't know whether he was trying to protect the others or whether he's got like some sort of like nerve disease and like that's a seizure. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? It was definitely odd behavior. And I was like, all right. But there's just one guy that does it. I've got three blacks in there, and they all have silver eyes. I saw some completely blacked out mollies at the fish show, and it was amazing. They looked so good. They were just like they were so black, like they were just like shadows, like you were just looking into darkness. Like they were just silhouettes, like when you were looking at them with the light on them. It was great. I see why black mollies are so popular for sure. Gone to Texas. You know, Mark, I trust your recollection of history much more than myself. Um, there's a there's a few guys that I know that are history buffs and stuff like that, but um, I'm not good at keeping the timeline correct. I know when some things happened at the same time, but I'll be off by a lot as to when they actually happened. Um, so I would defer to you on whatever I said history wise that was happening in the 1800s. Yes, that was definitely a male that was acting weird. That was a male Molly, Mr. Hovey. Adam McGraw. The only dates I'm good at are the ones I've personally done and Jack the Ripper. Yeah, Coro, that is true. It's like how everything impactful happened when I was 8, 13, or 17 years old. Yeah, man. Areas, times of like personal growth, psychology wise, for sure. Everything counts in large amounts. My mom definitely had her hands full, but she says that she's happy. I'm gonna trust her on it. But yeah, no, I wasn't easy, I'm sure. Mr. Hubby, we would have been in high school at the same time, man. I'm 46. Yeah, I've had the male angel block the female angel and like show himself and try to make himself big when I've been in the tank, like messing with stuff. Yeah, so I'm gonna get back in the fish room here in a few minutes and be in the chat with on June's stream. Looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to meeting her one day. The clash would be a good way to do it if it's feasible. Traveling does cost money. Oh my goodness. But I would say it was definitely worth it for how I feel and the relationships that I was able to continue to develop in this community. And man, love all you guys in this community. I wouldn't be keeping fish if there wasn't a social aspect talking about fish. Like I'm too much of an extrovert and I'm too much of a social person in order for that to work. So like my hobby wouldn't exist without you guys. So thank everyone again, everyone I met this weekend, everyone that I know in chats and from all over the world. Love you all. Have yourselves a great night.